If you're new to the world of weightlifting, you might be wondering, what is a deload week exactly? And if so, you're not alone. Now, this is a topic that confuses a lot of people, so let me demystify and simplify it for you. A deload week is a planned break in your weightlifting routine in order to allow your mind and body to reset so you can come back stronger the next week. Unlike a regular lifting session, during a deload week, you are not trying to achieve progressive overload, which means trying to increase the weight and or reps lifted with a given exercise. However, planned deloads do contribute to progressive overload in the long run because they allow you to get much needed rest, come back later, and overcome strength plateaus. Now, when should you deload? Now, you can pre-program deloads into your weightlifting routine, or you can do it more naturally and off the cuff, which does take a bit of experience. If you decide to pre-program it into your routine, a general rule of thumb is to deload every 4 to 8 weeks. Now, personally, I've done both 4 weeks and 6 weeks in terms of pre-planning it into my routine, and for me, I think 6 weeks tends to work better. 4 weeks is jumping the gun a bit. Now, having a pre-programmed deload week can be really beneficial because you know you're going to be going lighter in an upcoming week, so you might be more likely to lift intensely now and hit your goals. But if you don't want to pre-program it and want to do it more by feel, then how do you know when to do it? You should look for the following signs. 1. You're hitting strength plateaus. So if you're not able to increase the amount of weight that you're lifting, that might be a sign that you need a deload week. 2, you're feeling constantly tired. If you're constantly tired all the time and you have a lot of fatigue, that might be another sign that your mind or your body needs a little reset. 3, and very similar to 2, you're feeling mentally burnt out from training, right? And this can happen, like you might have energy for other things in life, but you're just really starting to feel burnt out on training, and that could be another sign that you need a deload week. And also related is number 4, which is you're dreading going to the gym. I remember back in the day, I started lifting really intensely every single workout, pushing myself to failure and beyond every single workout, and I just started dreading going to the gym. And what I really needed was to back off a little bit. And number 5 is after 8 to 12 weeks or so of consistent progressive overload. And this is because you can't keep improving forever. Even if you're doing great in the gym, if you've been doing it for a while, then you know you can't improve forever, or else we'd all be lifting trucks in no time. So it's really not a bad idea to get ahead of the game, do a deload before you start to hit a plateau. So what does a deload week actually look like? Now, generally speaking, there are 3 ways to properly deload. 1 is you can reduce your training frequency. So if you usually train 4 days in a week, you could drop that to 2 days during your deload week. Now, along with this, you can hit each muscle group less often. So if you usually hit a particular muscle group twice a week in your routine, then you can do it once a week in your deload week. Number 2, you can reduce overall training volume. So one thing you could do is cutting your total sets in half. And an example of this is if you're doing 5 sets of 5 for an exercise, you might go down to 3 sets of 5 or 2 sets of 5. The third thing you can do is to reduce training intensity. So during your deload week, I recommend staying well clear of failure and really not even approaching it. So you should be using lighter weights and probably going a little bit higher rep. And another thing you can do to reduce intensity is taking longer rest periods in between. But here's the key that most people miss. Your deload week is the perfect time to focus on technique. Since you're using lighter weights and doing fewer sets, you can really dial in on your form. So I recommend using your deload week to really hone in on technique and fix any bad form habits that you've acquired. Now, deload weeks are super important for your performance in the long run, but there are other factors that matter too, such as when you should work out. For example, a lot of people only have time to work out at night with their schedule, but does working out at night negatively affect your performance and sleep? Find out in this other video where I break down whether lifting at night is good or bad for your performance and sleep.